Yo. Good fellas, we back. It's your boy Dougie, A-Will5. Got a lot to talk about today. Whoo! How y'all feeling, man? Y'all good? You look upset, man.
Very.
Oh, who you mad at?
Luke Wall.
Luke Wall. You upset?
Very.
Who you mad at?
Every damn body.
Oh, right. Booth, how you feeling?
I'm good, man.
Hey, I'm good too, man. I'm a little upset, you know.
A little?
I'm a little upset.
I feel like half your heart is still in the land.
No, I got out of there. I got out of there.
I mean, we ready to send y'all ass back.
No, send me back to South Beach. All right, shit. Them was a good old day.
A good day.
So while we on it, man, let's get right into it, man. LeBron James. Lakers lose again to the Clippers. 5 games back? 5.5.
5.5.
5.5 games back.
10. Fuck it.
Of the eighth spot in the West. If this happens, this will be the first time LeBron has missed the playoffs since his rookie year.
Second year.
Second year.
05.
05. Jesus, man.
Then the playoffs.
14 straight years.
There you go. My math was there, just didn't come out.
Dude.
Because I'm trying to, I'm trying
We
to
all
hold on.
processing it. We all
I'm
processing
trying to hold on.
We all had high hopes for the Lakers this year. But on Christmas, Bron went down. Lakers were a 4 seed.
Blame Quentin Jackson for that.
18 games he missed.
18.
He comes back out the playoffs. They haven't been playing well since he's come back. Brandon Ingram has been balling out of control since the trade rumors, since the trade deadline. Kuz has still been solid. Luke Walton
Has been horrible.
been god awful. Okay.
Reggie Bullock.
He's
Horrible.
been god awful. He's been awful.
That's front office, though.
KCP.
Horrible.
Can't get the minutes either, though.
Mike Muscala.
Oh, they should never get rid of too bad.
Somebody said Muscala is the big man version of Ramon Sessions. Like, come to the Lakers and can't hit a big shot now in the bright lights.
Hey, but Ramon had a couple good games.
A couple good, man, look.
Ramon had a couple good
Hey,
games.
my eyes was,
I was there in the Ramon session.
Can I still go down the list?
Keep going.
We still going down the list. Josh Hart.
He just got back healthy. He played really good. He played really good last night.
It didn't help him win.
I mean, it did,
It
but he
did
played
help
really
him.
well, though. He played really well in the minutes he played.
Who else? we got?
Lance Stevenson.
He hurt.
He's hurt.
How he been playing?
He don't get consistent minutes either, though.
I don't understand why JaVale don't get consistent
I
minutes.
don't get that either.
I don't
The
understand.
man played
in the beginning of the year, he was
13
getting
minutes.
25 to 30 minutes.
13 minutes.
Well, he also, 2 games ago, like, when the game was on the line, he tried to do like a between the legs.
And that's fine. Listen,
We all make mistakes.
yeah, we do.
We luckily won that game,
13 minutes.
They had midgets
13
guarding Montrezl Harrell.
minutes.
I mean, Montrezl is a midget, to be honest with you. Not
But
really.
that's what I'm saying. We have players even smaller than him guarding, and they had Hart, Bullock,
13.
while LeBron ain't guarding.
McGee should be playing more minutes than that.
Somebody told me that Reggie Bullock was a good 3 and D guy. I don't want to say.
I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened the last couple games, but a couple games before that, he shot the ball really well.
He's been awful.
God, he can't hit a wide open jumper.
He helped us win the Pelicans game though.
He did.
3 games ago.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
really
Cash
helped us
on
win that
FanDuel.
game.
Oh,
Yeah, he helped us win that game.
He can't hit a
Defensively
wide-
and a couple jump shots.
He can't hit a wide open jump shot.
Yeah, he
seems like.
didn't hit not a damn shot last game. Not none. 0 for 7.
I mean, they was, and look, they were 3
All 7 of them missed.
for 23 yesterday, shooting threes.
How many did Rondo
With
take?
people, wait, well, let me finish that. With people 6 feet or further away from them. Listen to that. 6 feet or further away. They were 3 for 20. They couldn't hit a wide open jump shot.
One thing I will say, I never really give the critics any approval or any type of
Let it ride, man.
say so, but they were damn right. They said 3-point shooting would be the downfall of the LA Lakers, and they were absolutely right. We cannot shoot the 3. We play fast. All right, so when you play fast, you give up a lot of points. It is what it is. I don't care how good or bad of a defensive team you are. Look at the Golden State Warriors. You can't tell me that the Warriors are a bad defensive team, but they give up a lot of points because of how fast they play. And we play fast, and we can't hit shots. So, I mean, it's just a combination of things, man. It's a combination of rotations, all right? Luke's not been able to get the rotations correct. Health has had some issues with that.
Yeah.
Health has had some issues with that. It's not all Luke's fault, but some of it is Luke's fault. Like, Luke is not, like, starting the right lineups. He's not acclimating the right people in when we need to. I mean, we got Kuz playing the 5 when we absolutely have to have a center in the game. And LeBron is just not capable of playing the 4 in the West. And when they first said LeBron was going to play the 4 in the West, I said, they're out of their damn mind. Like, and everybody said, oh, it's a new brand of basketball. He can play the 4. And I said, no, absolutely not. It was the same thing with Carmelo Anthony. When Carmelo Anthony switched to the 4, he had no success there. None. And I'm not saying that he didn't get his, because he did, because he's that good. And the same thing with LeBron. LeBron is getting his there, but it ain't the same, man. It ain't the same. So we'll go back to what's wrong too. 3-point shooting.
Sucks.
Rotations.
Sucks.
Free throws.
Oh, good gee. Oh.
Actually, they're getting a little bit better free throws, actually.
They're still last.
I mean, they're getting a little bit better, though. I've been kind of impressed. Ingram hitting them.
He missed more clutch free throws.
Yeah, when LeBron just missed a free throw tonight, they just begged for Kobe to come back. So,
and then in Phoenix,
he
missed 2 in Phoenix.
Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad. But they get a little bit better at free throws. I'll give them that. 3-point shooting, coaching, rotations, and I'm gonna flat out say it. The roster ain't that damn good.
It's not.
And everybody been saying, like, that's the fall for LeBron. You know, that's the fall. The roster not that good. And I'm not saying the players aren't that good. I'm saying the mix of players aren't that good. They don't have a good mix. The roster is talented. They have talented players on the team, but they have a lot of guys do a lot of the same things, and it just doesn't mix well on the floor. And they can't defend. I think I said this on the second or third show that we ever had. I said the Lakers will be awful defensively. And Ray especially said, I don't think so. They have a couple guys who can individually defend. I said, that don't mean shit. When your rotations are off, guys don't make second effort plays. Not Steven Jackson. I take that back. Quinn Richardson. I don't know if you watched the new show with Ryan Hollins and Quinn Richardson. But Quinn Richardson said, guys ain't making second effort plays. And it starts with your leader. LeBron don't make them. Kuz had to push LeBron out there on the 3 last night to even contest it.
LeBron knew they was losing.
And he fouled him.
They didn't call it.
They didn't call it. And he fouled
They
him.
knew they was losing.
But my thing is, like, I knew the team wasn't gonna make those second effort plays to protect the rim, get out on shooters, and that's the issues with me, man.
I'm
gonna shut up.
I'm going straight back to, let's go back to the summer, man. Let's just go back to the summer. They had enough space to sign 2 guys this summer, and they only signed 1. And I feel, people might hate me for saying this, they might be like, whatever, but I still feel like they should have gave Boogie a deal. And if you could have gave Boogie a deal and waited till he came back in January, February, your roster would be better than what it is right now. Like, they signed Beasley, which I think was a bad signing. They signed Stevenson, which I think was a bad signing. They signed KCP, which that
could have been a solid.
It could have been, but from
Not for the money though.
Not for the money, and from the start of the season, like I don't know a time where I watched the Lakers game and was like, thank God we signed KCP.
They've been butt cheeks.
I don't even know if I've yet to say that once. But I was okay with the Rondo signing, especially with him coming in as a backup point guard, what he's been able to do in the playoffs. I thought that would have been solid for them. and I was okay with the JaVale McGee signing. Being not saying that he was a long-term answer, but he's a solid center to play 20 to 25 minutes a game. But you still have to go back to, you sign LeBron, and then you just kind of like punted the rest of your free agency because Boogie was hurt.
Not signing Boogie was the biggest mistake.
I still think that was horrible.
Even if you're gonna give him 10 or 15 million, I mean, for a year or two, like
Yeah,
you do it.
I feel like they could have signed Boogie for 3 years and gave him about 12 to 15 a year for those 3 years, and it could have been like a two-year contract with an option on the third year, and you would have been perfectly fine. You still would have had money to sign somebody or make an attempt to sign somebody else this offseason. You didn't have to take up a full max slot. But and then I said this before we went on air. I'm going back to Luke after that. When Bron went down Christmas, y'all was the 4th seed in the West. You mean to tell me you couldn't squeeze, in those 18 games, you couldn't squeeze a 500 record? You couldn't squeeze 500. And Ingram is playing his best. First episode we had, I said Ingram would win Most Improved. He would average 24 to 25 points a game. I said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I said he would fit well playing alongside LeBron because the game would come to him easier, all that stuff. After the All-Star break, he's averaging 24 points a game, and the game looks easy, and he's scoring with ease. Ain't no way he waited to the end of the year to get comfortable. No way. Like, as a coach, you have to make that guy feel comfortable.
So let me go back to the point that you made about LeBron being out. So LeBron missed 18 games, but he literally missed 17 in a row. Played one game and then missed the Golden State game, which made it 18.
Yeah, twisted knobs.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear that. He was in the booth with 2 Chainz.
Rap go to the league.
Yeah, they was finishing that up. But in those 17 games, the straight he missed, they were 6-11. 6-11 to that stretch. 7 losses were by 7 or less points. They gave away so many games on that stretch. I said when they were giving the games away, I said these will be the games that will come back to haunt us.
Oh yeah, they lost to the
Kings gamed them.
I got them down.
They lost to the Kings. They lost to the Knicks.
I got them down. I got them written down. They lost to the Kings. They lost to the Kings twice.
Okay.
They lost to the Kings twice. This is non-playoff teams. Lost to the Kings twice. Lost to the Minnesota twice. Lost to the Cavs and lost to the Knicks at home.
God-awful losses.
Those are 6 games, and if they can win 5 out of those 6 games, we're talking a total different ball game. We're talking about a half a game out of the playoffs, maybe a game, within reach.
And they had the Houston game won.
Oh, and the Houston game that's the 7th game. So that's the 7th game by 7. They lost that game by 4 points. So that will do you in. Like they were 6-11 straight without him. He came back. They won the game, and then he sat down against Golden State.
And they actually played well that Golden State game. They just couldn't close the game.
Couldn't close it out.
But again, I'm going to management in the summer, and I'm going to Luke Walton. And I feel like Luke Walton should have been fired. Listen, after they lost to the Knicks, Luke Walton should have been calling the office like, "Hey, bro, this ain't for you. This just ain't for you."
Was LeVar right?
Yes.
Was LeVar right?
Yes.
About
Luke Walton is a bad So I watched the LeVar interview when he was on Undisputed, and he said that he felt like Magic and Pelinka told him one thing, but he's seeing something different. I feel like that has to be true. Like, maybe 50% of that is true. Because it's no way that you have a team that you're saying, signing LeBron, we're going to end our 5-year drought of missing the playoffs. Y'all lose to the Knicks, Man, I feel like if that was any other coach, they gone after that game. Didn't they get blown out? What was the score to the Knicks?
Nah, they lost by like 6. They lost by 5 or 6.
Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
It's a lot. It's a lot of blame to go around. It's a lot. Injuries, like you said, 5 injuries took a part, played a part. Luke hasn't been good. But damn it, a lot of the blame for me is going on LeBron's leadership. What's going on in his leadership, man? He's saying things in the media, throwing the team under the bus, but he's not backing it up at all with his play. Rotations on defense are terrible. He's not making free throws at all. He's missing free throws and he's not just like make one, miss one down the stretch. Like he's missing both. Like you can bet your money he's missing both. You know what I'm saying? Like last night they were chanting, "We want Kobe." Like, come on, man. Like, dude.
I want him to.
What are you doing on the court, man? Like, and then the Phoenix game, when he took the ball out and threw the ball under the backboard.
He
Bro,
fed up, man.
come on, man. Nah, that's nah. If you call yourself the greatest, all this stuff, man. Nah, bro. You can't be having lapses like that, bro.
I don't think that's a lapse.
That's a lapse, bro.
Fed up, man.
What's that mean? If you fed up, you got to lead by example.
Man, it's.
If he fed up, he will sit out. If he'll start sitting games, you know what he said? He said, "No, I'm gonna keep playing. Like I don't want to sit out." If he that fed up, he'll sit out.
No, but see, then that says if he quits, if he sits out, they're gonna say he quit on the team. Everybody's gonna say he quit on this team. He cannot sit out. He's absolutely right. He has to play.
I mean, who is he fed up at? Himself for missing free throws down the stretch?
Probably himself. He probably fed up with his teammates. He probably fed up with his coach. Like all of that. Like everybody expects LeBron to pull this year with the Lakers what he did last year with the Cavs, and I think everybody is forgetting one thing and one thing. He's in the West. The teams in the West are good. It's teams out East. You can do that. You can do that junk with. Like you can rest. You can relax. Like, but then the other thing that a lot of people won't give the Cavs credit for, or Tyronn Lue at that, was the Cavs still had Kevin Love, and Kevin Love actually knew his role and did exactly what he needed to do. And all the players that were there around him, they knew their role and what they were supposed to do. Period. Like the Lakers, I don't even know if the young guys know their role or what they're supposed to do. I don't like, and that has nothing to do with LeBron. It has nothing to do with his leadership. That's everything to do with coaching. Like if I, LeBron, am your leader and I'm telling you to do one thing and the coach is telling you to do something else, as a player, you're going to listen to the coach. You're just gonna listen to the coach. Period.
So with that being said, though, his leadership's still been horrible. Like they can listen to Luke, but like you can't call out players in the media and say, you know, are you really focused on basketball? Mm-hmm. And you got all this other stuff going on in the media, like publicly going on. Like you're contradicting yourself. Then when you get on the court, you're not even playing up to the standards to like try and lead the team, bro. Like his numbers, he's always gonna put up the same numbers. He's super consistent. But dude, like you missing free throws, you're missing rotations on the defensive end. Like that's the leadership, the intangibles. Like how are you helping the younger guys? They looking up to you every other night. You posting on Instagram after these losses. They looking at you, dude. Like forget your 29, 12, and 11 that you put up and y'all lose by 5 and you jag the game down the stretch. Like what are you showing leadership wise? Like what has he shown Brandon Ingram, Kuzma? Like to me, he hasn't shown them anything this year. Can he do it? I think it'll be next year when they get some more pieces in and he probably feels a little bit more comfortable. But like this year, bro, like he's been terrible, man. Like he's been horrible, man.
I feel like he's just not into it. Like I haven't seen like that one moment where like LeBron takes over a game and then you see him like just, show off for the crowd or, pound his chest or, just interact with the actual crowd. You know what I'm saying? Like, get up, like, I'm here, like, this is my stadium, Staples Center is mine. Like, I feel like he hasn't had that moment yet this season. And I don't know if, I think he's just not he's not interested in that.
Then he says playoff mode was activated. Then you go say that.
That's false.
You go say, oh yeah, well I guess I gotta cut off my
they're
playoff.
He damn near averaging a triple double.
Skip the triple
They're
double.
like 3
man.
of 7 since he said that.
Dude.
I understand, but he's damn near averaging a triple double.
And he mentioned
He's
clutch plays though.
Don't let
damn
the,
near
but don't let the,
averaging
but don't let the stats fool you. Though.
I'm not letting the
Don't let the stats
fool
fool
me.
What he
but
shooting from the foul line?
He's damn near averaging. Like,
When the game on the line, what is he doing?
I get, and so listen, I get that we are, like I said, we are all accustomed to Bron doing all of these things, like right, like 51 in the finals.
No,
51
I
point
it
triple
ain't
double.
even, it ain't even
We don't
about
want that.
that.
We don't want that.
I don't want that.
51 point triple double.
No, man,
right?
we don't need that.
He takes over the game in Boston, Game 7. We used to him doing everything in the finals when they don't have Kyrie and Kevin Love. But at the same token, it's a lot of games that I think people are forgetting where he comes out, playing in Cleveland, and Kevin Love has a 30-point first quarter, or you know what I'm saying, like he balls out, and then LeBron's like, oh, okay, now let me do my part. We're gonna win this game, right? They tell me, like, since Bron has been back, what game has one of the others came out and just took over, like, for a stretch?
I've seen Kuz do it more than a couple times this year, actually.
Since he's come back from injury.
Ingram's done it a couple times too. Rondo's had triple double.
Just had
Like,
triple-double.
So since Bron has come back, has Kuzma or Ingram had a 20-point quarter?
I mean, you might not see like anything
20
like
quarter.
that.
We've seen Kevin Love do that.
But
We've seen J.R. Smith go on a hot streak and hit about 5 threes in a row.
What does that have to do with him saying playoff mode is activated and he missing crutch? I don't even want him to drop 50, bro.
You mad at the free throw?
I'm
That's what you mad at?
Bro, it's part of the. If you
I understand
Your job as a superstar is to be a run stopper. Like that is like I think
the game is on the line.
I think people don't realize that. Like that is your entire
The
job.
game
as a
on the
superstar.
line.
They packing, and I think
Who packing the paint on free throws?
Now I'm talking about offensively. I ain't talking about free throws, right? You hung up on free throws.
But if you're saying playoff mode activated, it's not activated,
The
bro.
man been bad shooting free throws. He's a
5. He's shooting
free-
69.
75 ain't cutting it for me. Like, if you want me to be honest.
73, I believe.
It might be, yeah.
70 ain't cutting
So
it.
he's even worse now.
70 ain't cutting it for me.
Man, look.
It ain't cutting it for me. So I'm not the person where I look at LeBron like, oh, he finna go out here. These is guaranteed shots hit. You know what I'm saying? Free throw. But I do know I've seen Bron catch the ball in the paint, get the double team, throw it to a teammate in the corner. They gonna at least hit a wide open 3. He ain't even got nobody to hit a wide open 3.
I mean, yeah, we know that.
He ain't.
73 from the line.
What? Wait. They said last night the man assisted 13 baskets and they ain't hit not one of them. He would have, if they hit all and they all wide open, he have 13 assists.
No, I agree.
And you saying he not bringing it? He giving them the ball, they wide open, and they shooting pockets, and they not hitting.
That was one game in particular, though.
That was just
That's what I'm saying.
yesterday.
That's what I'm
We're
saying.
not saying not
We not,
bringing it. Like,
but like, dude, like he's.
So y'all want him to pass the ball and then go over there and shoot?
No, I want him to make a rotation on defense. He does.
You
makes
can't say
no
playoff
rotation.
mode is activated.
He makes no
if
rotations
you don't
on
give
defense.
effort on defense.
Not no rotations, like none. The Kuz video says it all for me. Like it literally says it all.
They was losing that game and he knew they was gonna lose.
So
that
you
game.
can't. That's not leadership.
That's not leadership.
That's not leadership.
That's not showing young players how to make the next step in their career towards winning basketball.
If you sit here and you tell me like, oh, well, it's over, I'm just gonna not stick any defense. Like, what is that showing the young guys?
I'm not saying it's over. I'm not gonna stick any defense. I'm not saying I agree with that. That's not what I'm saying. But there is a point in time where, as a superstar, you get frustrated. You get tired of doing everything. Ain't nobody helping you at all. You get tired of that.
I think he's getting help. I'm not saying
Brandon Ingram you just say he been
Oh,
balling.
Listen, Ingram has been balling. Ingram has been balling. Yes. Kuzma has been consistent. Yes. But there are also times, and I'm not talking about those two. Again, Reggie Bullock. I ain't seen that dude make a three yet since being in the Lakers uniform. Ain't seen him yet. And he probably been open more than anybody. I ain't seen that man knock down a wide open three yet. If that was J.R. Smith in the corner, if that was Kyle Korver in the corner, then they hitting him. They hitting him.
I don't know about J.R. Smith, but Korver.
Hitting him.
He's hit a few, though. Like, the Atlanta game, he played well when they were on the road. He played good.
And they lost Atlanta. They lost Atlanta.
He played good. I mean, you can't blame it on Bullock, though.
Man,
like
he was
Bullock
brought there for one
part.
job and one job only.
He's
Play
done his-
defense and hit threes.
He's done
Bullock
his part.
can't stop anybody.
No, I didn't say he was going to be a good defender.
He can't stop a nosebleed.
Well, the
whole
Lakers are just bad defensively.
They just
It's
bad.
never going to fall on one
Nobody is
person.
stopping nobody.
It's never going to fall on one person. And I think
LeBron is awful. Bullock is awful. Rondo is awful. They
Yeah.
are all awful on defense.
Quinn Richards said it best. Like if your best perimeter defender is LeBron James, and that's the best example you have, nobody's going to be good on defense.
That's my point.
Nobody's going to be good
You
on
got to
defense.
do everything on offense, and then you want to come back on the defense end and be your best defender.
I mean, I need him
30,
to at least show
30,
effort.
What is 34?
You need him
It's
to
not
show
even.
effort, though.
To me,
Like,
it's,
you need him to
to
show
me, I don't
effort.
expect LeBron to like always stick the best player and like go, but I do expect him to like. When the last time you seen LeBron die for a loose ball, bro?
I mean, Skip said it. First,
Like-
Michael Jordan, first team all defense at 34. Kobe Bryant, first team all defense at 34. He's 34 years old. Like,
Yeah,
why does LeBron get a pass?
I'm giving him a pass because he got to do everything on offense.
Hasn't made first team all defense in like 6 years.
LeBron has to do everything on offense. Everything. He got to set everybody up. He got to get them open shots. He got to get his baskets.
He hasn't the last 2 games because Rondo's been doing all the setting.
Rondo has. And
Rondo's got 28
I'm
assists in the last 2
actually
games.
happy Rondo has been setting everybody up.
So then, what you got to say about his defense?
But then when Bron gets the ball,
Defense been trash the last 2 games too.
oh, absolutely. But when Bron, let's just look at last night. They couldn't even feed him the ball when he was being guarded by Patrick Beverly. Couldn't even feed him the ball in the post when he was being guarded by Patrick Beverly. They were struggling. The Lakers, everybody else, even Rondo was struggling at times to get him the ball when he's being guarded by Patrick Beverly. Bro, that has nothing to do with Bron.
We also have to slow the game down a
Cut
little
that-
bit. If they're gonna play that, if they're gonna try to pound the ball inside.
Yeah, but they wasn't.
you have to slow
They
it
wasn't
down.
even trying to pound it inside. He probably was just trying to catch it on the post to swing it opposite, so somebody get a shot. They couldn't even feed the man the ball in the post. And that's Bron's fault.
My thing is
That's Bron's fault.
But my thing
To
is,
us.
I'm not blaming. Man, you
Well, my
can't.
thing is,
you
like-
he can't go without blame though. Like
I'm not saying he can't
No,
go without
absolutely
blaming.
not.
I'm not saying we can't blame him. That ain't what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you go back and look at some of them Cleveland games, even from last year,
They
when
not
it was
the
him-
Cavs, bro.
When it was him and Kevin Love, everybody on that team knew their role, and people were hitting shots when they needed to hit shots.
I mean,
and it makes Bron has always done that, and Bron always looks good when his teammates are able to hit shots. Because guess what that does? That opens the floor up for him to be able to operate and do what he wants to do. The Lakers ain't hitting shots, and Bron is not able to operate the way that he is accustomed to operate.
True.
Period.
No, that's true. But I mean, you
Period.
keep mentioning the Cavs though. The Cavs had been to like 3-4 straight finals.
I understand.
So we already knew that wasn't going to be the case with the Lakers. And even with that being said, your teammates not making shots, that's cool. You making the right basketball play, that's cool. All we want is the effort, bro. On the defensive end, that's what I'm saying. You keep talking about 50-point, 40-point games he had in Cleveland. Man, skip all that, man. Just give me the effort, bro. Like, if you can't, like, where's your rotation? Like, dive on the floor for a loose ball. Like, make free throws at the end of the game. Make one of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Give the effort. Don't throw the ball under the backboard when you're taking the ball out of bounds. Is that too much to ask for the best player in the universe? Is that too much to ask for?
It ain't.
That's it. That's the effort. That's skip the get 50 if they not hitting shots while LeBron ain't getting 60. What? No, man. If they gonna miss, they gonna miss. Make the right basketball play. But dude, on the other end, bro, just like you can't guard everybody. But dude, give me some effort. JaMychal players is not scared to go up at LeBron either. JaMychal Green was trying to pump LeBron yesterday, man. They don't even. No, they don't respect him. Patrick Beverly is down there not letting him touch the ball.
I mean, we talk about how great LeBron's been.
Like they don't respect him.
How great.
Like they will like you wouldn't see nobody jump at Jordan like that at the age of 34 and getting away with it.
Well, I mean, LeBron's had 2 40-point games all year. Played 46 games. Like, maybe it's
Here we go with this father time.
hey, maybe father time is catching up to you, man. When 46 games, 2 40-point games. We just talked about how many 40-point games LeBron had with Cleveland last year, right? And he can only give you 2 here. Like, and I understand the outside shooting probably does have something to do with it. When teams are collapsing in the paint, when people are clogging the paint, it does. He's settling for a lot of jump shots this year. A lot of long-range jump shots, too. If you look at him the last 3 or 4 games, like, I've seen him shoot some ridiculous threes with, like, 6, 7 seconds left on the shot clock. I'm like, dude, when was it ever okay for you to shoot those? So, I mean, listen, a lot is to blame. Like, it starts with the GMs. It starts with the president of basketball. They make the decisions first. It starts off with the coaching. The coaching actually was an owner decision.
Yeah.
And then it goes down to your best player.
It's literally trickled down
Like, it is
from the top to the
It is
bottom.
a domino effect. Like, it is a domino effect. Like, nothing has gone right with what the things that they did in the offseason, except bring LeBron in, get them on TV a little bit more, sell a little bit more tickets.
Space Jam 2.
And LeBron's got to be more focused, man. I will continue to say that. Listen, I know he's got these business ventures, and I know he wants to be the first billionaire, but listen, you got 4 months in the offseason to do that. Like, I don't need you to be a part of the shop episodes. I don't need you to be in nobody booth. All right? Like, I need you to be, like, focused. Like, be a family man off the court. I 100% get that. Have a little bit of fun off the court, too. I mean, I don't want to just put him in his home, on house arrest or anything like that, like KCP or somebody. Hopefully KCP don't hear that.
Oh, man.
But man, like, be focused on basketball. Like this is your job. Like, I know that nobody want to see it like that, but this is his job. Being on the Los Angeles Lakers, being the best player on the team is his job. Do it, and have some pride behind it. If I just went to work and I didn't want to do shit, guess what I'd be? I'd be on the first thing smoking if they wanted me out.
Yeah.
So my thing is, like, man, he has to have some pride into it. I don't think he has any pride. Like, do you think he has pride?
So let me ask you this question. You said he had how many 40-point games this year?
2 40-point
He
games
had
this
4
year.
last year. Let's not overstate it.
That's 2 more. That's 2
And that's
more.
in 82 games. And
2 more.
And the crazy part about it,
I know he had a bunch in the playoffs.
He won't have those this year.
He had 50. He had 57 the 9th game of the year against Washington. He didn't score his next 40-point game.
In the playoffs, he had a bunch, though.
Hold on. He didn't score his next 40-point game until game 70. He scored 40 on the head against Milwaukee. And then he had a 41-point game, game 75. And then he had a 44-point game, game 8. He scored 4 40-point games. Now, he had a bunch of 30-point games last year.
Well, I know he had a bunch in the playoffs.
He's had 9 30-point games this year.
I would have to sit and count all 30.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18,
That's double.
19, 20, 21,
Let's
22,
go for 3 times.
24, 25, 26,
Yeah.
27.
3
Yeah,
times.
27, 30-point.
3 times the amount of 30-point games last year than he has this year. Come on, man. You can't tell me that's not focused. Like, you can't tell me that. Like, you can't tell me that a guy who once averaged 30 a game, because LeBron averaged 29, 30 a game a couple years
He
in the
got a
league.
scoring title.
Yeah, like,
He does
can't
have
give me 15 to 20 30-point games in a season. Like, it's just no excuse for that. Like, and I'm not saying, like, it's because of his play. I just think it's all due to concentration. Like, he has to show some type of focus on the game, man. Like, on the game. And listen, I know we're probably going to talk a little bit about his legacy and everything.
Oh, that's coming next.
Hey, but this is a win. This is a win downtown. Like, this ain't we ain't the Clippers. Like, we expect wins. Like, and if you don't provide wins, guess what you get? You get chance of old players. We want Kobe. We want Shaq. We want Magic. Like people start going back to the history of the franchise, and they start seeing that you're not capable of providing that type of history and that type of tradition. Like, and I don't think he cares. I don't think he cares if the Lakers win basketball games. I will say that right now.
Oh, I think he cares. I'm gonna go back to, it's easier to score. It's easier for Bron to look like Bron when he has the team around him that does what he needs to do. If he had shooters around him, I think everybody, you're not hearing anybody talk about the shop. You're not hearing anybody talk about him being an A&R for 2 Chainz album. You're not hearing anybody talk about people Space Jam 2. You're not hearing any of that talk. You're not hearing any of that. Undisputed, none of that. Like, I mean, what's that thing called? Uninterrupted. You're not hearing any of that. Like, if they were winning games and Bron would still be putting up the same numbers, nobody would mention that. But the fact that they're losing, everybody's gonna go, he's not focused, he's worried about this, he's worried about that, he's trying to do this, he's trying to do that, he's in LA just to make money off the court. You're not hearing any of that. But I'm just gonna be honest, we all sit back and watch the games. Yes, the effort is not there defensively. The effort was not there last year defensively. It was not. But the difference in it was that they were winning basketball games because he was able to make the right basketball play, as Ray said, and his teammates were hitting those shots, and they were winning games.
Also, the difference there in the East, too. If they're in the East now with this record, they're in the playoffs.
And that brings up, well, before yesterday.
No, they'd be in the playoffs right now.
No. I'm saying before yesterday. If they took the top 16 teams, the Lakers would be the 17th team. Right, but they would be like a game out or something like that.
They'd be in right now. They have a game on Charlotte.
Oh, see, I mean, so
because the Kings will be ahead of them if you took the top 16. So yeah, they probably will be 17.
So it's like, I mean, I get it, man. But I'm going back to roster construction. I'm going back to the fact that half these dudes that was brought in, Muscala, KCP, and Bullock, they can't hit a three.
So
Listen.
Before we dive into like his legacy real quick, so let me ask you this: does his roster have to be perfect every single year for him to like get a team to the playoffs?
No, he just I personally, because none of those outside of the year that they won it, probably the year Kyrie and Kevin Love got hurt, and then the year that they won it, those were probably his best 2 rosters in Cleveland. Out of those 2 years, he never had like a good roster in Cleveland. But he also had, when I say good, like he didn't have that. They still had Kyrie, they still had Love the next year. But then I feel like Richard Jefferson got old. Like they should have replaced Richard Jefferson. Like even the year they won, like I feel like they should have replaced Channing Frye. Like the year they won, they got everything out of Jefferson and Frye. Like if they would have been able to replace those two with somebody younger or somebody a little more hungrier than them, then it would have worked the next year. But like Frye, he got old. He wasn't getting those minutes. He wasn't hitting. Channing Frye wasn't hitting shots. Richard Jefferson wasn't able to defend no more. He should have retired.
Well, they just didn't make the roster upgrade.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like if they would have made the right roster moves after they won the championship, they might have been competitive the next year.
I don't think so. I mean, there's no roster upgrade like Kevin Durant.
No, I mean of course there's no. But when I say competitive, it would have probably been a 6-game series.
And they would have had to get like Jimmy.
They ended up getting Jeff Green.
One year they were trying to get Jimmy.
They ended up getting Jeff Green.
That's your boy.
I mean, if we talking about replacing like
Shoots.
Richard Jefferson,
I mean, the one year they were
compared
trying
to like a
the
Richard
one
Jefferson,
year they were
like,
trying to get Jimmy or they were trying to get Paul George, but the thing was with Paul George, they were trying to get rid of Kyrie. So I mean, it's like an equal trade, like almost. But the one year they were trying to get Jimmy, they were trying to hold on to Kyrie and Love. So that would have made maybe a little bit of a difference.
And I don't. So again, I don't think the roster has to be perfect, but I think he needs at least 2 good shooters. 2 good shooters that if he kicks it to them, they gon' hit or they gonna shoot it with confidence. Like they're going to either hit the 3 or shoot it with confidence. Like when they got Korver and Korver was hitting those threes, and if he was missing, Korver was shooting with confidence.
they need like knockdown.
Yeah, they need at least one knockdown 3-point shooter.
Because God knows if I see Rondo shoot another 30-footer.
The fact Rondo took
gotta take
12
them, like,
threes, one against the 12 against the Suns, 10 last night. Like Rondo, what?
Well, here's the thing. What Magic always said when they first constructed the roster.
It wasn't about shooting. It was about toughness, right?
It was about toughness. It was about they did not want to copy. They did not want to copy what the Cleveland Cavaliers did. They did not want to surround him with shooters because they obviously didn't work, and they were getting blown out. So they thought that toughness and playmakers would be the answer, and obviously we were just wrong.
Yeah, you can always.
I mean,
see
but
they don't need a team full of shooters.
But here's the thing, though.
They need a couple.
But here's the thing, though. Like, we say that, right? We say they're wrong, but when they play Golden State, they look awesome.
They do.
They look awesome.
They
They
do.
look like the team that could take them down.
They
Like,
do.
I mean, they literally do. But the problem is, they don't match up with anybody else. They don't match up with anybody else. And because Golden State plays a certain way, everybody don't play like that. And when everybody else is attacking the rim, feeding the ball inside, you have nobody to really even have any pushback against that type of offense. Then they run the issues.
Can I ask a question? Where's Kyle Korver right now?
Utah Jazz.
He's still with Utah. He buried on the bench.
No,
He plays. No, he plays. He gets minutes. I mean, they find minutes for him.
Yeah,
I mean,
find minutes for a
he's not
shooter.
playing like crazy minutes, but they find minutes for him. Though.
Okay.
They find minutes.
Because I remember it was talk about buying him out.
No,
No, they trade. They just. It was a straight up trade, right?
or did he get? Oh yeah, no, he did get traded.
Yeah, it was a straight up trade.
Yeah,
It was a
he
straight
got
up
traded.
trade. Yeah. So.
No. I'm saying.
Talking about Utah buying him out?
Yeah.
No.
No, they wouldn't let him go. No, it's over.
So since we on it, man, like if LeBron don't make the playoffs this year and the Lakers don't, what's he do to his legacy?
Nothing.
I think the GOAT status is just
Dead.
I think it's done. I at 34, like Michael still running titles at 34. Like
Mike missed the
dominating
playoffs
the
twice
league.
though.
Like dominating the league.
He
Though.
still missed the playoffs twice though.
What was that? Missed the playoffs? What?
The Wizards.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're talking about
Technically, he
at
missed the
38,
playoffs.
39. But at 34, Michael Jordan was still winning NBA championships. First team all NBA, first team all defense. Runner up for MVP.
Yeah.
Let's not forget about that. I think it's pretty much the GOAT status is done. Don't get me wrong. LeBron's still gonna be LeBron. He's still gonna be top 5 player of all time. But I think you can put the GOAT shit to bed.
I think he could have been put it to bed.
I think you put it to bed.
But I think it officially has its tombstone.
I think you put your cap. Yeah, you put writing on it.
I'm going the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar route. You just got to say there's different GOATs in different eras. Period.
Yeah, I'm not going on that.
Shout out to Kareem though, but forget all that.
Yeah,
That's like the politically correct, like
he just sold all his merch.
His rings.
Yeah. He's a
because
good man.
we wouldn't be saying there's different GOATs in different eras if LeBron was like
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
Yeah, if he was
If he was the GOAT,
everybody
if he
be
was
like,
the GOAT,
he better than Jordan.
if he better than Jordan,
Everybody
that
be
would
so
not
quick
come
to
out of
say
your
it.
mouth.
Everybody would be so quick to say it. Everybody would be so quick to say it.
I completely disagree because
We
I always say we never Kareem is never mentioned. Never.
And that's the people's fault because I mention him.
Never.
He should be mentioned. I mention him all the time. If Kareem ain't your top 5 basketball players of all time, I mean, you need to do a little more research. Like you really do. Like,
but I ain't even talking about top 5. I'm talking about Kareem as the best player that ever played the game of
and
basketball.
he should be.
I just had this argument today.
He should
somebody,
be.
Somebody, I just had this argument today at work. Somebody had the nerve to say that James Harden is a top 3 scorer to ever play the game of basketball, ahead of Kobe Bryant and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And I told him, you better not ever say that again in your life. Ever say that again in your life.
Nah, not better than Kobe. You don't have.
We can just keep him.
He's a better scorer than Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
We just
I
keep
think
him.
he's the better.
He's a better. If you sit here
I
and
think
say,
he's a more dynamic
all right,
scorer.
man, come on, man.
It's
Yeah, because
different
he can
types of
shoot. He
scoring.
can shoot the 3.
It's different.
Kareem
and
got a
that's-
shot
but
that
this is
ain't
what I'm saying.
nobody can.
But this is what I'm saying though. Listen. Hear me out. What I'm saying, he's a more dynamic scorer, which means he's more explosive. He can get the 50-point games. He can get the 60-point games. He can get the 40-point games. Like Kareem was consistent as hell. Like he'd get you 25 to 35 every single night. You can put it in the books. You can put him in the books for 10, 12, 13 rebounds. Like he was the type of guy that you could, as soon as he walked in the gym, just put it on the scoreboard. Like, just put it up there. He's going to get that. Like, anything else he gets is going to be extra. Then you can start adding. But we're going to start off the game 25-0 because Kareem getting 25. Harden, I mean, he'll have a night, well, until recently, like, because now he's automatic 30 a game, now. But, maybe up to a couple years ago, you might be like, he might go for 25. He might get 30. He could get 40. He might get 50.
So you telling me James Harden is a
he's a more dynamic scorer. Like he has a higher ceiling on any given night than Kareem does. I mean that's just flat out. I mean that just is what it is. I mean it's almost like a Kobe Bryant type deal too. Like Kobe Bryant has the ceiling of 80-point games as we've seen, but then he also can have nights where he goes out there and gets 24, 23. Like, and so it's kind of volatile. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say?
So would you say Harden? He does have a move that can't be stopped.
Yeah, because he travels.
Until they call it.
Until they call it, it can't be stopped.
He
Like,
travels.
God damn.
until they call it, he's got a move that can't be stopped.
Okay.
But I wouldn't say he's a better scorer. Nah,
That's all I need to know.
I wouldn't say he's a better scorer, but I'm just saying he's a more dynamic scorer. Like he can go in the gym and get 60.
Yeah, because he can shoot. He's going to shoot the 3. Kareem ain't shooting the 3.
That's not James Harden's fault. You can't blame James Harden for Kareem's lack of 3-point shooting. Like you kind of just had to take it what it is. It's a skill that he's learned over the years, and he can do it. Like it's just like anything else.
So
That's just like saying like
I ain't
Karl
taking-
Malone's a better scorer than Harden. Would you say Karl Malone's a better scorer than Harden? Harden probably will never ever catch Karl Malone on the scoring list.
Oh yeah.
He probably never would catch Karl Malone on the scoring list. You wouldn't say Karl Malone's a better scorer than James Harden. That's just me. Is Karl Malone a more consistent scorer? Absolutely. He's like Kareem. Put him on the scorebook for 22, 23 a night. He's going to get that, and then anything else is just extra. That's just me. And they did it for more years.
So what were you saying about LeBron as far as his legacy?
Don't nothing happen?
Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Can he still be the best player to ever play?
Yeah, that's what, yeah.
Can he still be because he didn't make the playoffs his first year with the Lakers?
Yes. Makes it tough to say it, doesn't it?
No, it don't. It don't make it. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking of everything. I can never say Bron is. It's hard to say Bron is better than Mike. It's hard. It's just hard.
You know who makes it even harder?
It's hard.
You know who makes it even harder? LeBron.
He does. I just think I'm gonna be 1,000% honest when I say this. The only reason that makes it so hard for me to say that Bron is better than Mike is because Like we've seen Bron and we've seen Mike but we live in Chicago. Like we felt the effects of Jordan. Like we felt that. Like we've never felt the effects of LeBron James, like in our city, in our town. Like we felt Jordan. Like the reason we all wear Jordans is because we are all from Chicago and we know how important that logo is and the shoes and all, like the meaning behind it and everything. Like we felt that. Like we know all that. It's hard for, man, I've always said it's nothing LeBron can do to ever take away the GOAT status from Jordan. I don't care if LeBron won 7 rings. I don't care if he was 7-0. Like, bro, I can never say that Bron is better than Mike. Never.
I just think the argument is just tough when.
Never.
The argument's tough when he only has half the rings he does.
But that's what I'm saying.
I know everybody likes to just say like the ring argument is just that's the lazy way out, but half though, like half. I mean it's literally half. like it's literally half. Like he can put his rings on the table right now, and then he's gonna have like half those rings. Like,
but
to me, like that. And I'm not saying that's everything because it's not. It's literally not. Like LeBron. So if anybody doesn't know, LeBron's probably gonna pass Michael Jordan in the next
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
He needs
tomorrow,
23 points, ironically.
and scoring, and you know he's gunning for it. I mean, that's just LeBron.
Get him in your FanDuel lineup.
And then he's gonna post about it after the game, win or loss.
Don't get me started.
So that's a whole nother deal. But he's gonna pass Michael Jordan in scoring, and to me, it means absolutely not a damn thing.
Nothing.
It means nothing. It absolutely means nothing. And you know why it means nothing? It means he's been in the league a long time. Yeah. He's been able to score at a high clip from when he first came into the league.
Until now.
Mm-hmm. And that is what everybody who is first and second on that list have been able to do. Karl Malone never was like an outstanding scorer. He never said like Karl Malone's the best scorer in the NBA, but he was consistent from when he first stepped into the NBA to when he left the NBA. And you can say the same, and absolutely say the same thing for Kareem, except he's had a little bit higher ceiling of scoring than Karl Malone has for a little bit longer, a couple years.
You can say the same thing about Kobe.
Yeah, Kobe too. Kobe last 3 years. A lot of people forget, like, Kobe probably should have caught Karl Malone. Kobe doesn't have those injuries. Kobe catches Karl Malone, but injuries play a part of it. It's just a part of the game. So,
how you feel about Wade catching Mike, all-time blocks leader? That mean anything? As far as a guard.
You had that on your agenda today?
No, I just thought since LeBron is catching him, Wade.
You had that on your agenda today?
No, I didn't. I literally just thought of that.
Okay.
Because people passing Mike up, so that was the last person to pass Mike in something.
Throw that damn thought out the damn door. I don't give a damn.
LeBron congratulated him, though.
Hey, let's just go to GOAT
LeBron
talk.
congratulated him, though.
Let's get to the GOAT talk, man. Get out of
Did
here.
you just bring up the Wade?
Did he not just pass him the blocks
Can we go to
all
GOAT talk?
time?
Let's go to GOAT talk, man.
All time. Did he not just do it?
I saw him do it.
All right, that's why I asked.
Did they stop the game for him?
LeBron shouted him out, though. Are they going to stop the game tomorrow?
Hell yeah, they going to stop the game tomorrow. You out of your mind?
And give him the game ball. They stopped it for Kobe.
They stopped it for Kobe? Yeah, they did in Minnesota.
He gonna hold the ball up and some old other corner.
I'm like,
shoot
a free throw, you keep it.
Remember when Lance
shoot a free throw,
remember when Lance held that ball up when he won that jump ball from him? That's how LeBron gonna be when they give him that ball.
He gonna tweet about it right then and there after he do it.
Savannah gonna throw him his phone real quick. Sorry, I don't mean to talk about his wife like that.
Jesus. Did you see Stephen A. Smith talking about Fizdale? That's
he had every damn right to.
Oh my God. She could be Miss New York, but the Knicks.
David Fizdale's wife.
Don't talk.
David Fizdale's wife is very good at basketball. Just to let everybody know.
Yeah, while we on the Eastern Conference, man, real quick, man.
Hey, Google that though, for real.
The bottom 3 slots, we got Brooklyn at 6, Detroit at 7, Charlotte at 8.
All bums.
And then after that, you got Miami and Orlando at 9 and 10.
Washington, you're not gonna mention Washington?
Washington's actually 2.5 out from Orlando. They're not gonna make it.
One more bum to mention.
Just to mention, who stays in, who stays in, and who doesn't.
Brooklyn gonna stay in.
Man, they free falling. I don't know.
It's because everybody healthy.
I'll let Will
Go
go.
ahead.
I'll let Will go first.
I'm gonna say Brooklyn stays in. Miami got to make it. Wade and Bron can't be out the playoffs the same time.
Last time that happened.
Wade and Bron.
Never happened, has it?
Never. I don't think that's ever
No,
happened.
Wade made the playoffs his first
couple years.
his rookie year.
Yeah, we can't have a playoff. No
That's
Wade. No
never
Bron.
happened in their career.
Yeah.
First time this year.
Dude.
I mean,
Detroit. So Brooklyn, Detroit, Miami.
Brooklyn, Detroit, Miami.
Yeah, ask me again next week.
That's a changing of the guard.
Miami.
Hold on. Let's go back to this. Let's go back to this.
Oh, man.
Wade and LeBron.
No Wade.
Both
No.
possibly making the playoffs.
Look, no Wade, no Bron, no Melo.
Oh,
That's never happened.
Also, interesting fact. So, if Melo's last game, if he plays no more in the NBA, because Lakers are not signing him. If anybody's ever heard that, Lakers put the
Pause
contract
talks.
on contract
He'll
talks
be
on
in the
hold.
league next year.
He ain't signing with them this year. If he doesn't play another game in the NBA, if Wade retires, we have 2 players left from the 03 draft.
LeBron and Chris Bosh gone. Shoot, it's somebody. It's like a second rounder.
Give somebody a hint. We talked about him a little bit earlier in the podcast.
03, what, we talked about him earlier?
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Green.
Nope.
On the Lakers. Did he play for the Lakers?
Nope.
Today? You talking about him today?
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver.
Kyle
Yeah, he was in that
Korver
draft.
and LeBron James will be the
Only
only
two
two
players.
players left from the 03 draft.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Only, and that's if Wade retires.
Oh, he
That's,
retired.
that's if it was Carmelo.
Carmelo.
If Carmelo doesn't play another game in the NBA.
Melo gonna be in the league next year.
Carmelo Anthony will not be in the NBA next year. No.
You don't think the Lakers still will sign him?
I will be the first person to say that. Yeah, he won't be in the NBA next year. Nah.
Give me overseas.
Nah. He ain't playing
Going
overseas.
overseas, man.
He got too much money.
What?
He got
What?
too much money.
We gotta have that topic.
Yeah, I think Melo's done. I think he's officially
Done?
I think he's done. I don't think nobody wants him. I don't think anybody wants him.
I think he ends up.
I don't think he doesn't have that Vince Carter, Dirk Nowitzki type leadership, mentorship kind of like, label on
You don't
him.
think the Lakers will still get him for next year?
Lakers not getting him next year. It's not happening. It's not happening. They'd rather run with the young guns they have if they don't trade them.
They ain't gonna have them motherfuckers.
Hopefully not. I mean, we hoping. God, hey, I don't know if y'all saw, but Snoop, hey,
Trading the seats, selling the seats for $5. I need
hey,
to go to
if
LA.
you don't follow Snoop on Instagram,
$5.
follow on Instagram and go check it out what he had to say.
Trade everybody except LeBron.
was hilarious. But yeah, they got 2 players left in the draft. But go back to the Eastern Conference.
Alright, so I think Detroit and Miami are gonna make it.
Why do you think Detroit's gonna make it?
They starting to play well. 8-2 in their last 10. Reggie Jackson, who I've always said if they have any chance of doing anything making the playoffs, he has to play decent.
He's a bum.
He is. Grade A. But he's been playing fake decent.
He's a bum.
Terrible.
Bum.
But he's been playing decent.
Capital B.
Charlotte, man, I just don't know, man. They always find a way to fizzle off, man. Like, it's literally just Kemba. It always just like, so I want to say Orlando, man, but they so damn inconsistent.
Orlando, Miami.
I'm gonna say Brooklyn too, man. Even though since they've gotten everybody back healthy,
They've been bumming it up.
They just won yesterday though. They blew out Luka and them.
Dallas, another team that's not in the playoffs.
Hey, you gotta win.
They better on their home court.
Yeah, at least they winning the game they're supposed to win.
Win, man. Look, can you, man? Look. Say
I
that
don't
again.
know if we could beat Dallas right now.
See what I'm saying? That's
I
a
think
game.
Jalen Brunson would have like 30 versus
And that's a game. That's a game you're supposed to win.
So yeah, I would say Brooklyn, Detroit, Miami. That would be. I would go say
So you got the same three, I guess.
same three, man. I want to say Orlando,
Ask me next week though.
but I
I'm
can't
gonna
put
have a
Orlando,
different
man. I know.
I'm gonna say Brooklyn, Charlotte, and Miami. I think Detroit will fall back off.
It wouldn't
I'm not a fan of their wing players. Luke Kennard, Langston Galloway, Bruce Brown.
Yeah, you put respect on Luke Kennard.
Yeah, I'm not putting any respect on Luke Kennard right now.
All-time scoring leader in
And what?
Ohio basketball history.
That don't impress me at all. Who they got? Who came from Ohio?
LeBron came from Ohio.
I mean, LeBron averaged 15 points a game one year. He didn't give a damn about that damn basketball. What they had? He scored more points than CJ McCollum?
Yeah, in high school.
Oh, wow. That's interesting, actually.
They still a bunch of bums.
Yeah, Luke Kennard definitely a bum. I don't care what you're talking about.
Shit, he better than Reggie Bullock.
I don't trust him. Well,
Yeah, I'll take
shit.
much.
Yes, it does.
He don't look better than Reggie on the damn court. Reggie was just on that team.
Definitely was.
He wasn't. We get look. Can we trade Reggie for Luke?
That was no.
Why not? Luke
No.
might hit us. He might hit a wide open three.
No, we damn sure don't need him on the team. We'll give up 140. We already given up 120.
Mercy.
But yeah, I'm gonna go Brooklyn, Charlotte, Miami. I said Miami was gonna make the playoffs. I said they actually gonna be a 3 seed actually early in the
Yeah,
podcast.
you did say that.
Yeah, I was tweeting.
Healthy,
that.
though.
Well, you was high.
They haven't been
They
healthy.
haven't been healthy all year.
Dragic missed like
Dragic
20
done missed
games.
like the whole Wade done missed time. He done been a
Is
father.
Dragic back yet?
Yeah, he just coming
Came
back.
back. Came back.
Wade done been a father. Waiters
See,
been
I
out.
didn't think Wade was gonna miss those games. I didn't know that was going on.
Wade and
Wade.
LeBron have missed extensive time in it. Like this is something's going on.
So did Chris
It's
Paul.
a conspiracy.
Chris
It's
Paul
all-
did.
it's all
Where
about
Q
the
at?
money.
Hey Q. It's a
It's
conspiracy.
all about the money, man.
It's a conspiracy.
Come on, man. You know these two guys.
All three of
about
these
the money.
guys missing all this
They
time.
got the money. Changing jerseys every night now. Like Wade play every night now.
Did you see him change jerseys with Horter yesterday?
I mean, I didn't see the footage. I heard he did though.
That was dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
That was dope.
Why?
He said dude been wearing his jersey.
He
like
been wearing his
his
shoes,
Mhm.
and he was a big fan of Wade,
And
and
that's why he went number 3.
that's the reason he went number
So he ain't know the dude ain't know Wade was gonna come up to him
Yeah.
for it.
Yeah, that's not dope.
Trey Young definitely thought he was
Why
gonna
is
get
that,
that
why
jersey.
is that
on.
not dope?
You should have gave it to Trey Young.
Trey Young thought he was gonna get it.
He done gave him 40 twice this year.
So what?
He's the best guy on the team.
No.
Come on, you
That
don't
ain't
give it to a guy
what
'cause
the
he wear your
that ain't
number.
what the jersey swap
You
is
don't give it to a
about.
guy because he wear your number.
See, that's what's wrong with the jersey swap.
That is such a bum move.
That is
I thought he was
not.
gonna do it with Vince.
That was a clap. That
And Vince balled out
I thought he was gonna do it with
yesterday.
Vince. But I
Vince
don't.
balled out for the jersey.
no.
Vince balled out.
But Wade said he
Season
wanted
high,
to.
yeah, season high 21 points last
You
night.
get like, dude. If
But Wade had been watching dude though.
If
He had been watching
somebody
dude though.
looks up to you, and
He had been watching
if
dude.
somebody looks up to you, and you're the reason they wear the number 3, that's like a lot of players wear the number 3 because of Allen Iverson, and they don't play, and AI be like, oh, well, you know, such and such gave me 40 or 1 for 40. Let me get him this jersey instead of you, the guy who idolized me. It means more to the guy that idolizes you than Trey Young. I can give Trey
That's
Young.
a mistake on Wade's part.
It's not at all.
But Wade's supposed to do that in the first 2 games they played him because they played him 3 times this year. He's supposed to do that in one of the first 2 games.
He could have gave it to Trey one of the
And
first
then-
2 games.
He should have. He should have.
Maybe he
And then the
Trey was
last
deserving
game,
of it. How
and
about
then,
that?
And then the last game, you want to give it to another legend. Like Vince Carter is a legend.
I can see giving it to Vince.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vince Carter had he balled out last night too.
Maybe he feel Trey Young.
I'm pretty sure Vince. They probably did jersey swap.
Probably did like a shoe swap or something.
They did something, but I think he just wanted to like show Herder some love.
Yeah.
That's lame. It's gonna be on a documentary and they're gonna have all that.
You're upset.
Rapper
It's
go
all
to
about
the-
money.
Rapper go
It's
to
all
the
about
league.
money. All this stuff is about money. Jersey swaps, signing with the Los Angeles Lakers. It's
I'm
all about money.
not a fan. I'm not a huge fan of the jersey swap.
I'm cool with the jersey swap, just cool with it for the right reasons. Don't do it every damn city you go to, and then don't give it to anybody who says that they're a fan of yours. I mean,
Well, he didn't. He did it. He said he had been. Why he had that wasn't like he just didn't find out that day though. He had been watching them.
So he been watching them. He been idolizing his game.
He had time.
You see a lot of Wade in Horton's game.
We don't know. I don't even know who dude is. I've never seen him hoop. I just know why he gave him the jersey.
We got a good GOAT talk.
He's a red-haired Luke Kennard. That's all you need to know.
Hey, that mean he got a jumper?
Yeah, that's all the fuck he do.
That's cool.
All right, you got to
Come
go
play for the Lakers.
What you got for go talk, man? I'm tired of Jerry's fight. You got number 302. I'm ready to beat you up. That's where you go with number 3.
Number 3. All right, so here you go.
Iverson gonna shoot free throws though.
Couldn't make a jump shot either.
I'd rather him shoot it than LeBron down the stretch. All right, so player 1. How do I want to do this? This is college.
Here we go.
College basketball
Yes.
gonna be Danny Manning versus
It's gonna be Antoine Jameson versus
yeah,
Vince Carter.
Tony Delp versus
Johnny Dawkins versus Stacey Hawkins.
Oh.
All right, we go.
Larry Johnson versus.
Two-time
yeah, it's gonna be that.
Two-time NCAA champ, 2-time NCAA All-Tourney, 2-time Consensus All-American, NCAA Tourney Most Outstanding Player, Wooden Award, Naismith Award, Rupp Trophy, and that's all I'm gonna give you. 4 times NCAA All-Region Player A.
2-time NCAA. It's Grant Hill.
And as we
Went to school
go,
all 4 years.
Grant Hill won two champs.
Yeah, but if he was 4-time all region, he went all 4 years.
next player, one NCAA championship, 3-time NCAA All-Tourney, 3-time NCAA All-Region, 1-time NCAA Tournament Most Outstanding Player, 3-time Consensus All-American, Naismith Award, and a Rupp Trophy. I'm not going to tell you they conference, what they won in their conference, because then it might give it away.
First one's Christian Laettner, isn't it?
Yes.
I knew what to do.
Second,
They won how many championships?
the second player,
Yeah.
1.
Tyler
Is
Hembrow?
that- I was just about to say that.
No.
No. Okay. So not Tyler Hembrow.
He went to North Carolina?
No.
No.
This,
Wait. Did what's his name win one?
he one of the GOATs of this college basketball stuff. He one of the GOATs. And you know that Slam magazine that they put with all them players on it, all the college players, like who the greatest?
He on the front.
He's not on the front. It's completely disrespectful because they got Zion on the cup on the front.
He's a GOAT.
He's one of the college GOATs.
Say this. Nah,
No.
JJ Redick never.
3-time
never
NCAA
got
All
a ring.
Tourney, 3-time NCAA All Region, NCAA Tourney Most Outstanding Player, 3-time Consensus All American, Naismith Award, Rupp Trophy, and that's all I'm getting.
Come on, man, you going too fast.
Both. Nah, that's giving you too much.
Hold on. Say this, son. You're going too fast.
Won a championship.
1-time NCAA champ,
They both probably was in the same conference.
3-time NCAA All Tourney, 3-time NCAA All Region, 1-time NCAA Tourney Most Outstanding Player, 3-time Consensus All American, Naismith Award winner, Rupp Trophy winner, and that's all I'm giving you.
One of the ring and he won Naismith.
He wanted to go to this college basketball. He wanted to go.
The first one is Christian Laettner.
Absolutely.
Did
I
they play
knew
the same
that. I knew
position?
that off top. Once you said 4-time all region, I was like, it's got to be a senior.
Did they play the same position?
He's a 3-time. So that
Laettner in college, was he a power forward or center?
He played.
I want to say power forward.
He played.
I know he played both.
He played power forward his first 2 years. Then he played center his junior and senior year.
Second one is a big man.
It's gotta be Chris Webber.
You're wrong, buddy.
No.
Oh,
Chris Webber ain't won no championship.
Come on, man.
I mean, if y'all don't know, like, you gonna be mad at yourself that you ain't know it.
Ring.
One of a ring.
One of the GOATs of this college basketball stuff. You hear me, boo? We one of the GOATs.
Not Danny Manning.
How long was Mecca Okafor in?
No, that's not Okafor. Okafor didn't win one, right?
Yes, they did.
Oh yeah, they did win one.
They beat you.
It is Lameko Okafor.
Man, y'all want me to give you a hint? Like, if I give you a hint, y'all gonna get it. Like,
Yeah, because if you give us a hint, it's
if
like
I give you a hint, you gonna get it. Like, and you gonna get it. If I give you a hint, you gonna get it.
Just give us the conference.
Good.
Big East.
Won the championship.
Go in the Big East?
That's what makes me say it. That's all.
Definitely not. I mean, it's not a guard. It's got to be a big man.
He says it's a big man.
Big man.
In the Big East,
It's not Zoe.
Louisville, Patrick Ewing.
Ding, 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 ding. Ewing. One of the GOATs.
Boy, I ain't seen you and play a game in college basketball in my
Both
life.
stayed 4 years. Both, Leitner went Final Four all 4 years.
Yes.
Ewing went 3 out of the 4? Or was it all 4?
No, he went all 4.
Man,
And they lost in the
they lost the mic.
Well, I'm just gonna let y'all know I'm biased, so.
yeah, we know who you going with. It's kind of.
I'm biased. Because I ain't see you and play a game of basketball in college. Not a game.
Cause you barely saw Christian Laettner either. You was 5?
I remember the
I
shot.
don't remember nothing.
Yeah.
You remember seeing it. You remember
Hey,
seeing the
hey.
replays.
Man.
You remember seeing the replays.
Over the shoulder.
Okay, let me look it up.
It's-
Let me
it's
look at some
bad.
stats. Let me look at some
Pat Ewing, one of the GOATs. They ain't have him on that cover. That was disrespectful.
stats.
He wanted to go to what?
College basketball.
Let me see this, man. You better have some.
All 4 years.
They went to 4.
They went to 4 straight Final Fours, dude.
Shit, they don't gonna mean because of him. Shit.
Who else was it?
Johnstown. Georgetown.
Iverson didn't go to Final Fours with John Thompson.
Hey, Iverson was different.
Who else went to 4 straight Final Fours with John Thompson?
Shit.
Thank you.
Yeah, he kind of started a lot of that stuff for them. Patrick Ewing.
But they don't even have his college numbers up there.
Yeah.
I feel like
For his career, he averaged 15.
Hold on.
Can't find it? You struggling?
Oh, I'm pulling it up, bro. See more Patrick Ewing Jr.
Come on, man.
Let's see.
I hope not. Jesus. 81 to 85.
He didn't start a game in senior year. Is that correct?
That's tough. They won a ring his junior year, but he won College Player of the Year his senior year.
He only averaged 14 and 9.
He was 2-time Big East Player of the Year. You missed a lot of stuff, man.
I didn't want to say anything with the
Oh,
conference.
with the big, okay.
Because if I'd have said like Big East, like y'all like, man, it's you.
Well, he almost didn't get it.
Then if I would have the Leitner win,
I had to just think about the teams, to be honest with you. I just started thinking about the teams and the people who would win it.
yeah. So if I because I was gonna tell you how many times with the Big East awards, but I was like, man, y'all don't get that. So yeah, who you taking?
Whew, that's tough.
Leitner numbers is ridiculous though. Like his actual like
College number?
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
it's like college numbers is like Ewing averaged more rebounds.
Oh,
Like,
cut it out, man.
no, he did.
No, I'm saying Leighton averaged his senior year 21
That's what I'm saying. Like
21 and 8.
yeah,
He averaged 20 and 8 his
but like
junior
you
year.
look at his freshman year though.
Patrick Ewing was a defensive stopper though. Like that team was
Blocking every year.
yeah, that team was a defensive team.
Yeah, he averaged 3 blocks every year.
All because of him.
Yeah. Like
Leighton had some steals though. Well, Ewing steals was
Like a lot of people forget, and I tell people this all the time, Patrick Ewing was a defensive center. Like I know a lot of people like to talk about his offense when he got to the NBA and how he was a decent scorer for the Knicks and really good, but Pat Ewing was a defensive center. Like people forget about this. I mean, when have you never known a Georgetown center to not be a defensive center?
Wasn't it on like when they did that Big East 30 for 30? Didn't they? Wasn't it a game between like Syracuse and Georgetown where Thompson told Ewing like block everything?
Everything.
I don't care if it's goaltending. Don't let them see the ball go in the rim.
That's what he did.
And he blocked everything.
All right, so
I know.
y'all ready? Y'all ready for my
He averaged 16.
My-
I ain't know he ain't. I ain't know he only averaged 8 points as a freshman year though.
who Layton?
Yeah.
Yeah. Y'all ready for my answer? You want to pick it?
Come on, Dookie.
13, 8. Ooh, man.
I'm gonna let Jerry get the stats. He looking at the stats.
He actually went down his senior year, though.
Who you talking about,
like
you?
that. Yeah, I don't like that.
Maybe he got some help.
They say he didn't start a game this year either.
No, that's bullshit.
Yeah, my good
That's
as a
a
matrix.
typo.
I mean, it's just saying, that's what it says.
That's the typo. He went 31 minutes a game.
Man.
Y'all got y'all answer? Save mine for last. I got mine.
No, you go first.
Yeah, you might as well get that biased ass answer.
Yeah, it's definitely about to be biased.
Jesus.
Okay, so my go talk, I am going to go with, out of respect for my homeboy Percy, PT3. I'm going with Patrick Ewing, because Christian Laettner stepped on my homie's cousin when Duke played Kentucky. So it's no love for Laettner. Percy, I got you, baby. I got you, baby. Pat Ewing.
I almost threw this phone.
I'm seriously going with Pat Ewing. I'm serious. That's serious.
Let me look at Layton numbers one more time. Let me look at Layton one more time. Layton's scoring numbers like
I got a better question.
Layton do got 2 rings, though.
I got a better question. Was Laettner the best player on their team?
He wasn't the most talented. He was the best college player on the team. Yeah, he was the best college player on the team. He wasn't the most talented, though. Grant Hill was the most talented
Oh, okay.
player on the team. Absolutely.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
yeah.
All right. Come on. Patrick Ewing.
5.
Yeah, look. Y'all know I ain't never been the type of man to pick anybody from Duke. Nothing.
You go ahead and pick him, baby.
And I'm going to continue to be that man. Give me Pat Ewing. Give me Pat Ewing. Just only because of defensive end. Only because of defensive end. Pat Ewing was he dominated the defensive end of the court. Still got his on the offensive side. Christian Laettner, though, man. I mean, like I said, I hate Duke, man. But Laettner was a problem, man. Laettner was like J.J. Redick for me. He was the J.J. Redick of my time. I hated when we had to play J.J. Redick. I absolutely hated it. He was the player that I looked at and be like, man, every time he was squad, I'd be like, man, I hate Duke. I hate Duke. You know how Duke fans feel about Tyler Hansbrough? I feel that way.
I don't hate Tyler Hansbrough. He just,
Duke fans hate Tyler
he's just
Hansbrough.
mad overrated.
You probably the one Duke fan that don't
Tyler
hate Tyler
Hansbrough is just overrated.
Duke fans hate it.
In what way? In college?
Yes, he's grossly overrated.
No.
He was just a hustler.
Tyler Hansbrough was a beast.
He was just a hustler.
His skill just ain't translate to the league.
He was a hustler. That's
Nah,
all
was a
he
beast.
was.
Come on, man. We gonna disrespect Tyler
He
Hansbrough,
was a
man.
hustler.
Nah,
he was
a
soft
beast.
and he was a hustler.
He was soft.
That's why when he got to the league,
Say when he got to the league, because Christian Laettner didn't do nothing when he got to the league too.
Drake?
I just was about to say that's why we.
So you
got
finna
to
say
the
Christian
league.
Laettner was overrated?
Oh, absolutely. That's why I just asked y'all.
Drake?
I just asked y'all who was better, Laettner or Hill, because I feel like Hill was.
Christian Laettner, one of the best college basketball players ever.
Oh, okay.
In college though,
That's why saying Danny Manning was overrated.
Nah,
it's like saying Tebow was overrated.
he was. He was.
College?
Yes.
No.
All right, man.
No.
All right, man.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Huh?
Tim Tebow?
Yeah.
Overrated.
In
College
college?
football god? Overrated?
Oh,
He out your damn. He out your damn mind, man.
overrated.
Nah, but yeah, give me Pat Ewing. Give me Pat Ewing. Only because of defensive end. Christian Laettner, though, monster. Absolute monster. I mean, he's a matchup nightmare. Nobody wants to play Christian Laettner.
I'm going. Patrick Ewing. I wish I would pick somebody from Duke. Come on, man. Go Tar Heels. What do you mean? And we just won tonight, man. Pat Ewing, man.
Oh boy.
Pat Ewing. Y'all won by a point.
Oh yeah, we won.
How your boy Barry do?
Gunning. Fuck you, yeah. I'm gonna keep it real.
All right, I got a quick question now. So we'll feed off that a little bit. GOAT talk. We all three picked Pat Ewing.
Ewing. Senior.
What if it was Pat Ewing versus Chris Webber?
Give me C Webb. I don't even got to look. Give me C Webb. Timeout, no.
College only.
College only.
College only.
C Webb.
5, baby.
College only.
C Webb.
Best
Timeout, no.
team, almost best team all the time in college.
Give me C Webb.
That's tough.
That's on top of the dome too. Like I just thought about it. I'm like, man, what is the comparison to like Patrick Ewing in like when we were growing up?
I would still go with Ewing. It would be super close.
Oh,
That's close.
you
bro.
would still go with Ewing?
Boy, what is in your cup?
Oh, that's tough.
He was still a better defender.
Your job might have to drug test.
I don't know, man. Weber was a good defender in college.
I ain't say he wasn't, but I don't know if he was blocking 3 shots a game.
Nah, he wasn't blocking 3 shots a game, but he was a good defender.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if I'm like getting technical with it, I mean, like, it's close, but like,
It's close. It's close. Like,
it's real close.
like, God, I mean, you know, give me close, cause I'm going with C Webb.
Yeah, I don't know about.
Let's look at this numbers.
I don't know about that. I might pick a sophomore C Webb over a senior Pat Ewing.
Give me C Webb.
Y'all ain't even looked at the man.
I don't need to. I test. Do everything I need
We
to.
don't need to.
Weber was
Did
a
you see
monster.
Weber play the game of basketball in college? Woo. That boy might have been unstoppable. Look, the only thing that stopped him was a timeout.
Was he a beast?
Yeah, he called.
These numbers, though, I mean, like,
Right, you're a statistic guy.
He's also on the team that
You're-
had 4 first-round picks, though, too.
You're a guy that looked at this.
nah, these is great numbers.
These numbers look
These
good.
are great numbers.
These numbers look good.
17 and 10.
Yeah.
On a team that had 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played alongside Juwan Howard was also good.
Shout out to him,
Howard,
though. 'Cause
Jalen
without-
Rose.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
the
without
team
him,
had- the team had 4 first-round picks.
Without him, North Carolina wouldn't have won, so I might have to go with C-Way.
I hate to agree with you, but
You did win a championship, though.
Not at Ice Smith. We actually cost him 2. Actually, he should have 2.
Hey.
Who?
Ewan should have 2 if it wasn't for Jordan. He'd have
That's
2.
right. It's the beginning of a great career. Yeah, so I'm still going with you.
You gonna go with Ewing? I'm gonna agree with.
So we going like, cause Webb was only there for 2 years, so we picking like his first 2 years.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah.
You could pick first 2. You could do 2 verse 4.
Yeah, who I'm gonna pick? Yeah,
Weber.
Give me Weber. Weber could bring it up. He was a defensive monster, back to the basket. Yeah, he was everything.
I don't know about his IQ.
Yeah.
Why? 'Cause
Court
he called
awareness.
that timeout?
Well, it was the assistant coach timeout. It was the assistant coach fault. If anybody's seen the documentary, everybody knows it was the assistant coach fault. The assistant coach came into the timeout and told them they had a timeout left.
See? Look at that.
Like, it was not his fault. Like, everybody will tell you that.
That's cool. I didn't see C-Webb in the documentary, so I can't get his side of the story. Therefore, he called the timeout. I'm going with Patrick Ewing Sr.
Yeah, give me C Webb.
That's ask me like it was. Ask me to get them all. I got to get them
I
all.
might when that anti-hero is actually sister.
He is more than anti-hero in the system.
He puts on that Cooper Talk with it.
Shit, more than
I mean, he averaged 17, 10, 2.5 blocks.
I guess
Still.
2.5, and we dogging his defense.
I ain't say we was
He
dogging.
tried to
I
dog
said
his defense.
I ain't say we was
He
dogging.
ain't average 3 blocks a game.
He didn't.
2.5, damn near that.
That's damn near 3.
You're right. I'm still going with Ewing right now. Still going with Ewing.
You ate the cookie today?
Huh? Nah, man.
Danny, what you feed this man? Nothing.
I ain't
It ain't close.
No.
Yeah, I would say it's close, but yeah, it's still give me Weber.
I consider
Here's
Patrick
more
Ewing
time.
one of the greatest like college basketball players of all time.
Yeah.
You consider Chris Webber one of the greatest?
Yeah, you damn right. You damn right. I don't
He
give
might-
time
he-
out or not.
Matter of
I
fact-
He might be redacted from the rule. I mean, from the books.
I was just gonna say if I look up his stats,
He might be redacted from the books, but it happened to me.
Man,
I
they
saw
all- Man, they all took money. Shit, I don't give a damn. I
I
don't
saw
give
it.
a damn about the books.
it. All right. You
Everybody
can't take back what I saw.
Everybody took money. Iverson took money. You gonna redact his stuff?
I don't know if Iverson took money.
What? You don't think Allen Iverson?
I don't know.
All of them.
Allen Iverson?
Iverson stats from the NCAA tournament. I can look them up.
Here we go.
You just said it. Can you look up Chris Webber's stats
Y'all
in the
think
tournament?
y'all think Dwayne Wade ain't take money?
It don't matter if they
Y'all
did.
think Carmelo Anthony ain't
It
take
don't
money?
matter who got caught.
Hey,
Y'all
man.
think Kevin Durant? Y'all think Kevin?
Hey, brother, get off this mic with all that dry snitching.
Y'all think Kevin Durant ain't take
See
money?
what I'm saying? That man over here.
Y'all think D Rose ain't take money?
Listen, Rose, Wade, Melo, all y'all. I just want to let y'all know I record this for them. I don't. Would you cut it out, man?
Hey man, listen.
Statute of limitations ain't no on that.
Yeah,
Didn't 2
it
Chainz teach you anything on that album?
It is over.
Just because you took money
man.
from BU, you ain't got to be putting everybody else under the.
NCAA.
Oh, you say 5
Took money from BU, now you want to throw everybody else under the
Oh,
bus.
I definitely got him for some cash.
Come on, man. Hey, man, we changing gears real quick, man. Last thing we gonna talk about. Come on, man, you wild for that. Speaking of 2 Chainz, he was on that last episode of The Shop with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Jamie Foxx, Meek Mill. Who else was on there? I'm missing somebody.
Maverick Carter.
Maverick Carter.
Some random dude. I didn't even know the other dude.
Bart Simpson was on.
And Antonio Brown. We talking Antonio Brown, man, who basically called Shannon Sharpe a coon. Said, and then he had another interview where he said he don't need the NFL. You know what I'm saying? He said he's a millionaire, he's an entrepreneur. He said, you know, if you can't meet his demands, don't call him. He's good with walking away from the game right now. Healthy, you know what I'm saying? This house, I pay cash. That's what he said. He said, I pay cash. What y'all think about his comments, man?
Don't be surprised when that phone don't ring. I guarantee his agent was not happy with him saying that. I mean, his agent can speak for him all he wants, but don't say that. Don't get on the mic and say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. I'm not saying he doesn't need the NFL.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's always other ways to get money. I mean, there's always that. But if you're passionate about the game, that's what you love to do. If that's what you're working for every single day, you don't say stuff like that. I mean, you just don't. I mean, I don't prepare my mind to go to work every day to be like, F y'all, I don't need y'all. I might say it when I leave work every now and then. But, you know, I mean, you have those days. Everybody has those days. But to say that and actually need the work, because he does need the work, I mean, because he's not going to play another game for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, so
They've pretty much already said that they're not. He's not going to play another game with them. So I mean, if you're truly passionate about what you do and about your craft, you don't say things like that. Like, you know, you say, I'm passionate about the game. I want to play the game, but I want to play it the right way. I want to play for the right team, and I want to play for the right coach, and I want to play for the right quarterback. Like, I didn't like the way he threw a lot of people under the bus. They might have deserved it. They might have deserved it. I mean, if they've been mistreating you, they might do deserve to be thrown on the bus. Mm-hmm. But a locker room is a locker room. Like we saw D'Angelo Russell get traded because he couldn't keep the locker room tight, and he couldn't keep his comments to himself, and he couldn't keep it within the locker room. Jesus. This is on a whole nother plateau. This is like on an HBO show. Everything goes viral these days.
yeah.
I mean, and it doesn't take much to chop up a clip. You know, it doesn't have to be. Nobody's probably gonna ever watch the whole episode. I mean, you're probably gonna have your 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 people who are gonna watch the entire episode and be able to see every single little thing that you said and every little detail. But for the other 25,000 people, 50,000 people who may want to hear it, they're only going to see about a minute clip, 2-minute clip.
That was really all he had though in the shop. He really ain't speak. Like what you saw was pretty much what he said.
So for instance, you all talking about the Shannon Sharpe clip earlier.
Yeah.
Before we started the podcast, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
So that just kind of shows you like how people can miss certain things, you know. Yeah. Like I saw the clip about Tomlin, I saw the clip about Dan. Mm-hmm. You know, but I didn't see the actual clip about Shannon Sharpe. So I had no idea what he actually said about Shannon. I saw the headline that said he saw something, But that's just to show you, and that's somebody that I'm looking out for that type of stuff too. Like, you know, like I want to see it. But if somebody who's not looking out for it kind of runs across it, and then they only see this clip, they only see that clip, like things will get misconstrued real quick. So I wasn't a fan of it. I understand it. It's a frustration type deal. I get it. But at the same time, you gotta just be a little more business savvy of it. And to me, I'm not gonna put this on the people who are in the shop, but if they knew he was going in there with that intent on saying a couple of those things, they should have pulled him to the side and be like, hey, I don't know if that's a really smart thing to do. So, and that goes with his posse. Or I say posse, I sound like Phil Jackson.
Entourage.
Yeah, that goes with Entourage. You see what I say posse?
Yeah, that's that anti-hero. He talking about me.
Hey man, shout out to Anti-Hero, man. Still sponsored by Anti-Heroes.
Oh man.
But
Oh boy.
posse, his posse. I like that word though. Posse. I'm bringing that back.
No, please
Because we
don't.
used to say that. Posse.
Dude.
But no, his entourage, like, yeah, they should have pulled him to the side and should have said something.
All right. Hey, Will, there's a couple things I got.
Hey, Will, you a football fan? You a football man?
Yeah.
I can see you with that hairstyle he had.
No, you can't. No, the hell you can't.
Oh man.
What? Yeah, listen. Which one? The mustache or the hair?
Oh no, man.
You don't look like a blonde type mustache guy.
Golly.
Not at all.
You look like you got some blonde tips though.
Nah. Nah. Y'all don't even want me to go on that direction or what I feel about that. But anywho, I agree with 5 in the sense of you never say that you don't need something that you do. And that's play the game of football. Or like whatever you do for work, you never say you don't need it. Unless you have something set up already to substitute or supplement. That's why I say to supplement that sort of form of income. As far as the comments about Tomlin and Big Ben, I think that's what the shop is kind of created for. That barbershop talk where you get to say your side and it's uninterrupted. Like a lot of times, and I think he kind of he pointed that out in it, is that nobody ever asked him his side of the story. Like when all of this came out, it was, you know, this is what the Steelers are saying. This is what Tomlin is saying. This is what Big Ben is saying. Nobody ever asked Antonio what really went down. So the shop gave him the opportunity to say what went down. Now, I ain't going to sit back and say, we don't know if what he told us on the shop is 100% true. Because I just find it hard to believe that if you go to your coach after y'all just lost week 16, y'all need to win week 17, you telling your coach you hurting, and he tell you to go home. Like, if your coach really did tell you to go home, they didn't want him. They didn't want him. Like, if you tell your best player to go home, like not go to the trainer.
Yeah, that's what
like,
I thought he meant at first. Like, go home, rest up.
No,
he meant
no,
like, yeah, he meant
but like,
home.
like send the man home. Like, yeah, just go lay down. Like, take some time off. Don't worry about it. Come back when you feel rejuvenated. Like, I was waiting for the like, nah, he said, you know, go to the trainer, you know, go get some treatment, rehab, something like that, ice up, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Told the man, go home. Go home. Like,
Points, you know.
yeah, like, dude, that's basically like saying that the season over. Now, you know, the whole, I didn't like the comment, the Shannon Sharp comment, and I didn't like the comment about like how, now I do agree with certain parts of the comment when he said football players, after they retire, they all get on TV. Mm-hmm. Or they all, you know, like do commercials. Like they talked about the Jerry Rice commercial with the Popeyes with the chicken on the face mask. Like, I do feel like they do start like running after money because they don't manage their money right. Mm-hmm. Which we kind of talked about that last week with the whole NCAA and how they not setting these plays up. But that's a whole other discussion. But I don't like how he's attacking. I didn't like that aspect. Like, don't attack people for making a living after football. It might not be what you want to do, but that may be what they want to do because some players do go to school for communication. Some players do go to school for journalism and think broadcasting. So maybe that is what their passion truly is. They just happen to be good at football. So that's my take on it. I think Antonio will be in the league next year. I think Antonio is going to have a huge peel of a huge slice. As a matter of fact, he's going to have a couple slices. He maybe have a couple pies of humble pie. For real. And I think he's going to get traded, and he's going to either have to take the Le'Veon route and sit out, or he's going to have to play that contract. Because I think whoever gets him is not going to meet his demands. So they're going to make him eat his words.
I think Larry Fitzgerald had something to say about it, and that's one of his good friends. He said
he's been blessed.
Yeah, it's one of my. He said he's been blessed. He said he's played with a Hall of Fame quarterback his entire career.
Did y'all see the quarterback that Larry Fitzgerald
played?
No, did y'all see the list?
I saw the entire list.
Oh my God!
I saw the entire. They had 2 good quarterbacks on the list.
Kurt Warner and who else?
And Carson Palmer. That was it. I mean, the rest of the list was awful. It had.
I don't even know if Carson Palmer was good.
I would say he's above average.
He's
at
above
best
average
when he was with Arizona.
Jeez.
Yeah, he had 1 or 2 good years. But
his best quarterback
Hall
was
of Fame
Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner. Hall of Fame Kurt Warner had Carson Palmer, and then the rest of the quarterbacks.
Oh my God.
Awful. Once I saw Brian Hoyer was on the list, I stopped reading.
Hey, Brian Hoyer got championships. Be respectful.
Hey, that's all I need to know. Hey, Brian Hoyer was quarterback.
Jesus Christ.
Blaine Gabbert was that man quarterback.
Ooh.
The list was awful though, but yeah, I mean Larry Fish, tried to tell him, get that piece of that humble pie you just said.
Oh, he gonna eat it. He's definitely gonna eat it. Oh, I don't care wherever he gets traded. I do not see the owner coming in and saying, "Let's give you what you want."
Mm-hmm.
No. He's got like I've been saying, Le'Veon is gonna have to answer questions before getting the deal. AB is gonna have to answer questions before getting the deal. If a team is going to restructure his deal, he's going to have to answer a lot of questions. And that contract is probably going to be so front loaded that if he don't ball out that first year, they probably gonna cut him the next year. Like he might get all his money guaranteed 1 year, type of deal.
I can see that. You think right?
I thought he was bogus for calling out Shannon Sharp, Randy Moss. Dude, that's what they get paid to do, to critique other players. You know what I'm saying? That's what they get paid to do. Another thing, man, I don't like how Maverick Carter, man, he interrupt a lot of stuff on the shop, man. He be talking too much for me. I just wanted to say that. He be pissing me off with that. But yeah, I think, I just want to get that out. But I do
It's
think.
kind of like his show, though.
It is, but I be like, it ain't to me at the same time, though. But he be interrupting, they be talking. He be like, hey, yeah, man, and then just talk about this. I be like, dude, calm down.
Maybe he be saving him from saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But I do know Antonio Brown, I ain't have a problem with him airing out, Big Ben.
Oh, and air Big Ben out.
Oh, man, Big Ben used to air him out. He's like, man, if you could run a good route, if you could throw a better ball, throwing it to the D lineman, you know what I'm saying? So I was cool with that. I had something else that I took away from this outside of the AB. It was AD, and we was talking about the Lakers. Imagine all that stuff going on. Brian got the shop, trade rumors. You got AD on the show with you, man.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this. I felt the same way that you probably feel. I didn't like the fact to see Bron and AD on that episode with just after everything went down.
So open about it too.
But not even so open about it. But it was kind of like Bron was trying to set Anthony Davis up to say I want out of New Orleans.
You heard 2 Chainz. He was like, man, so you gone, huh?
Yeah, but I'm gonna give credit to Anthony Davis. He never said, I want out. He never said I want to go to LA.
They've trained him. They trained him before that.
Oh, absolutely. But I just feel like I ain't gonna say everybody, but 2 Chainz said it like Ray said, and Bron, to me, I felt like he was kind of trying to set it up for him to say I want out. But Anthony Davis did make a good point, and he said, I have to take control over my You know what I'm saying? I'm an entrepreneur. This is my business. Like, I got to take control of my business. I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I'm perfectly okay with that. Yeah. But, like, come on, man.
That was outside of the AB stuff, man. Like, I ain't like how LeBron, like, imagine being like Kuz and Ingram, and that goes back to my whole like leadership, man. Like, why would you have this dude on this show with you after all this, man? Like, it was so recent. They was just talking about the game when he got booed his first home game after the trade deadline. Like, he was talking about that. I'm like, dude, why would you have him on the show?
Well, you're gonna see a little bit more of that because LeBron is on a Durant show. In a week or two.
That boardroom show?
Yeah, he's on the boardroom show in a week or two. So you're gonna see a little bit more of it. So yeah, I mean, this is all a part. This is all a part of the players' plan. All right, the players want to be more themselves outside of the courtroom. They want to be able to do these type of things. They want to be able to have other players on their shows and have these open discussions and it be no repercussions. So you're gonna see a little.
It's
bit
cool.
More
like I'm cool with the show, but
a little bit more of this.
It's like it's just the timing of the AD.
Yes.
Like, dude, no, it's a bunch of other people you could go get right now to fill AD's spot on this show.
I mean, it's almost like PJ Tucker being on Durant show. I mean,
but see,
you got two guys who are gonna be like.
Though.
Yeah, I get it. But you got two guys who are gonna be like fighting against each other, like.
Yeah, but now we got AD and LeBron who were just about to be probably gonna end up playing with each other.
And what you know that also
and
has to
tampering,
with,
everything that went into that.
Also has to do with clutch sports too, though. Like they can always just go back to being like, hey, we're part of the same agency.
Yeah, we get it though. We see outside of that.
Yeah, though. I mean, you know that.
You know what I'm saying?
I feel I'm gonna say this. I'm okay with the players having a voice. I'm okay with the players telling their side. I'm okay with the players, having their shows and things like that. I think this goes back to what both of y'all was saying about Bron. Like, do it in the off season. Do all of this in the off season. Like, if you want to have your show to have open discussions about whatever you want to have open discussions about, do it in the off season. Like PJ, like Five, you just said PJ Tucker and Durant and Kuzma all sitting down at the table talking. Yeah, y'all talking about business outside of basketball and the shoe industry and how much you spent on shoes and what you know about shoes, things like that. It's not basketball related. I get it, but at the same token, like y'all competing against each other right now. Y'all competing for a championship. Do that in the summertime. Okay. Like and like. I'm okay with Antonio Brown getting on there because football is over. So you can say whatever you want to say about football, right? And I'm okay with some of the other athletes that are not a part of it. Like if you do it, what was that show that show they had, Open Court. NBA TV had an Open Court.
Yeah.
They do it when they do it with the players. They do it during breaks. Mm-hmm. They don't do it during the season. Like that's what I think it needs to be. Like, yeah, we know what's going on during the season, and we still gonna want to know your side of the story once the season is over. Mm-hmm. Give it to us when the season is over.
Yeah, see, my thing is like, when did they do this stuff?
All-Star.
I would think the
All-Star.
LeBron stuff went down All-Star.
That was All-Star, yeah.
But when does KD stuff go down? Because it wasn't All-Star.
No,
it wasn't All-Star. I mean,
that's a good
question.
Regular,
just regular weekend.
Good question. Yeah, I don't know, but and imagine if you like, how do you feel as like a teammate though? Like one of the like you Kuz, you Ingram, like how do you? I wonder how they like look at LeBron, like really look at him like this dude, like we was just almost traded. Now you got your show with the dude that we was almost traded for. Like, how does that make them feel? Like, do they look? You know what I'm saying?
Uneasy. I mean, it should make them.
And Kuzma just came out and said, he was like, man, I don't know, like, this is not we're not in a good space right now.
Tatum said it too. Tatum said it in the Boston stuff. Like the trade rumors got to me. I'm glad it's over. Like, that's exactly what he said. His exact words, quote unquote. I'm glad it's over. Which means that creates doubt in his mind. You know what I'm saying? And when you play with that doubt in your mind, you're not going to play with your full heart. I mean, it is what it is. And I feel like the Lakers are going through that, and I feel like Boston's going through that now too. Even though they're just in
they dubbing the Dubs.
They dubbing the Dubs.
84-59, third quarter, 7:15 left. I think we could leave. That was a good enough to leave on there. Warriors losing. All right. Follow us on Instagram, Goodfellas podcast, 3 instead of an E. Goodfellas87 on Twitter. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to the YouTube page. Fellas, y'all got anything else y'all want to say? Add in.
The Bowen student versus staff game, March 22nd. I'm about to be in that traveling like Harden, baby.
You gonna be in that gunning like Barry.
Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I am. Gunning and traveling, baby.
Don't get a tech, man.
Oh, I can.
Don't get a tech in this.
Hey, listen. I get foul hard enough. I'm getting attacked.
Don't get a tech.
I'm gonna kick that ball all the way across the gym.
Jesus Christ.
That might get fired. No, I ain't.
Oh man. Yeah, you gonna be on the shop telling your side of the story.
Hey, listen. I'm gonna tell you this real funny. Look, I told y'all our girls made it to the regional championship.
Yeah.
I almost got to take that game on the sideline. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Bro, they were probably some of the worst referees I've ever seen in my life. They literally gave the other team 2 jump balls in a row, right? Like 2 in a row. It was a 3rd jump ball. They was about to give it to the other team. I was 2 steps from running on the court. 2 steps from, if that referee didn't change his hand to the right direction, I was getting kicked out of the game. Yes, I was.
Yeah, it was on the
You
side.
coaching?
No, I was in the stadium.
You were just in the state.
With
Watching the game. Oh yeah. you come on, man. You can't cheat that blatant. You was gonna give him 3 jump balls in? Oh yeah, I was getting kicked out. We was gonna get a tech.
Did you see? I just recently saw. It might have been a week and a half ago. SIUE was on Sports Center. Not for a good reason though. They were playing. I forget what college they were playing. This girl hit for the home run cycle versus them.
The softball team.
Yes.
Oh man.
Solo shot, 2-run shot, 3-run shot, and a grand slam.
Oh.
10 RBIs. You hear me?
I didn't see that.
Oh, look it up. Oh, it's on there. I'm talking about she was smacking. She was
Say, look it up.
hitting them to right field, center field, left field.
Oh no.
What they call that, spraying the field. Do you hear me? Hey, I forgot to tell you about that. I'm like, it's a home run cycle. I'm like, what is it?
Oh man, I gotta look that up. I didn't get that note.
Yeah, man, I just caught it on Sports Center, bro. I was like, SIUE. I'm like, oh, they killing? No, they was getting killed. Oh my God. Shout out to SIUE, man.
Yeah, shout out to SIU. Oh my.
What you got, Five? You got
I guess I got a small shout out. I am officially 75 days away from getting married.
No.
So countdown is real. I got 2 boxes coming to my house every single day. Wedding equipment.
Alright.
It's coming in heavy.
Alright.
So,
So wedding equipment.
Just get ready, man.
All right. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
I
brother.
look forward to that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a party.
Where you going in May? May 2nd.
What? You don't take. Shut up, boy.
Yeah.
Hey, move. Hey, move. Sit.
Yeah, you give away too many details. May 18th.
You know what?
See what I'm saying?
May 18th.
Don't come in here with that do-rag no more.
May 18th is the day you need to be talking about.
I got something. Starting tomorrow, we're going to be looking for a new camera. You know what I'm saying? Because this one is fine.
Hey, man, don't come in here with the do-rag on no more, man.
Man.
What you got, man? What you got for us? You shout out.
My sister, man, she's actually about to get married.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Raven.
March 23rd.
Raven Harrison.
Raven.
It ain't gonna be Raven Harrison too long.
Yeah, Robinson.
Raven Robinson.
Yeah.
Raven Robinson.
Double
up. 23rd, Orlando, Florida. Just got my other one way.
What's that sweater you got on, man?
Oh, you know, we write nothing but the best. Varnell Hill. Did you miss me? Nothing but the best. Boof, you got anything to say?
No, we don't.
No.
Well, I
Hey,
got
all right,
one
Boof.
thing
All right,
to
that's
say,
what you
man.
got. What you got?
I don't know if y'all are aware, but
Say
you know, this is really important for the black community.
Oh, my God.
R. Kelly had a video, interview.
Interview today. He did have that.
With Gayle King, man, he cried.
He did cry.
He was crying, man. That's the first time I seen R. Kelly cry.
All right,
He didn't
man.
cry 10 years ago. He didn't cry 10 years ago when the first videos came out.
Now
He
he
was
crying.
smiling, walking around, braids half out. But now he was crying, man. He was a little sad, a little passionate. Makes me think, man, like what's going on out here. So it might be, might be something to look into. Cause he about to get 70 years, 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse.
R.I.P. Kobe, man. Please, man. Bring Kobe back, man. Please, so Boo can stop talking about that. Much.
Okay, so on that note, y'all, we will holler at.
What, man?
We'll be back next week, man. Make sure y'all stay in tune with the content on the
actually,
page.
fast,
man.
You them cameramen.
We're hiring.
LinkedIn profiles being accepted.
And all resumes, the good fellas.
Until next week, y'all love, live life. Hopefully we be here. We might be recording this ourselves. You just never know. Peace out. Oh my God.